Hey gang, welcome to Mzansi News, Mzansi and USA News. Today I want to focus a little bit on the Julius Malema wannabe called Bonginkosi Khanyile. Bonginkosi Khanyile was an interim MK party youth leader. He has subsequently been removed, and I'm going to analyze for you why I believe he has been removed on a video that he did a few weeks ago. But I just want to start with the story that he has been removed so that you know what is the basis of my analysis. So let's go to the story over here by Sowetan Live. MK Party interim youth leader Bonginkosi Khanyile has been removed from his position as a national coordinator of the party's youth league. A letter dated April 9, 2024 says, quote, "You are hereby removed from the position of national coordinator, Umkhonto weSizwe Youth League, MKYL. This removal is effective from today." So this is effective as of the 10th of April 2024. Your role going forward will be to be a normal member of the MKYL. You will be notified of your redeployment in due course. MK Party appreciates your role played thus far. Close quote. No reason was given for his removal. Khanyile, who was charged with the incitement to violence in connection with the July 2021 unrest, has been in the spotlight since he said he was willing to be arrested as the party continues to threaten, quote, "There will be no elections without MK and former President Zuma," close quote. Khanyile said he was not scared to go to jail for trying to stop the elections. The party also removed Thapelo Maisha from the position of interim deputy president and Philani Kazuzu Nduli from the position of Gauteng coordinator of the MKYL. I have the letter for the deputy president, Thapelo Maisha, but I would not bore you with the details. Let's go to the video, which in my opinion is the main reason why this youngster was removed. Let's check it out. Here we go.
In that morning, Zuma is not on the ballot. We are calling all our provincial structures as the youth league, all of them. They must pronounce that all 9 rallies a day, all of them, we are calling them. Upon calling them, I tell them that, comrade, tell me, what do we do with these VDs? What do we do with this military, which they are going to unleash? I mean, you want to threaten us about people who were defeated by a July unrest, something in KZN and in some pockets of Gauteng. They were literally defeated by a July unrest. You think you can stop MK that even exists in Malamulela? In Guyana? In Ulundi, we contested recently, contesting there in Opongona. Came number 2. In Kata get 1,800, we get 1,700. In Opongona, next to the border of Swaziland, you are going to deploy soldiers who were defeated by July unrest against MK. Samgelo Masego, you know the answer, my man. You know the answer. Even you are not going to vote that day. I'm not going to vote, I can tell you. You will declare yourself this election is not free and fair, and you'll be hating me and calling that he must be arrested as a hooligan. I know you'll be doing that. Like we have done it in Efes Must Fall. But I will never agree that because you can see defeat. You know, there's no need of ANC to claim Umkhonto weSizwe. They don't, it's not that there's no need. Just try and campaign. Leave us alone. But we're not going to abandon our democratic right to choose. Enshrined in Chapter 2 of the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, which, by the way, are fundamental rights. A right to vote, freedom of choice of association. We choose our colors. We choose our president. We choose our constitution. The guys choose me as their leader. Choose me. Our t-shirts are ours. When Mbalula wapenelwa, you go to court. Wapenelwa.
I just want to interject at this particular juncture and point out that either this young man is lying when he says, you guys choose me for your leader, or Umkhonto Wesizwe is not applying democratic processes in dealing with its leadership. Because he is an interim Umkhonto Wesizwe Youth League organizer. And he says here, you guys choose me. I'm not sure what is the basis of that, because I don't remember them having elections. They are a newly formed political party. So as far as I know, he was handpicked or handpicked by whoever the leadership structure, which has not been announced publicly. So there is an anomaly with that statement that he's making, that you guys choose me. I think that is a false statement, which is provably false, because they have not had any conference or meeting wherein leadership was chosen. There's a difference between electing leaders and selecting leaders. I think he was selected to be in this position. The other point that he makes is that they have a right to freedom of association. They have a right to choose their own leadership. He's 100% correct in that, but I think it's disingenuous of him to forget that the Constitution does not start with that freedom, nor does it end there. For example, freedom of choice, when you read it, does not include in fact, you know what? Instead of me just telling you, let me just show it to you. It does not include imminent and incitement of violence. You cannot say if Zuma is not on the ballot paper, there will be no elections. And then you say that the military will not cope with the masses because they will be in all 9 provinces. So you are literally planning publicly and communicating to the masses of the people who believe in Jacob Zuma that this is the anarchy they should organize in an event that Zuma does not win. They bid in court to get to be on the IEC, on the ballot paper. The problem with that is this. He goes further in the video to make an assertion that, to me, really is the real reason why he has been removed. I don't want to get ahead of myself, but he does give a clear indication himself that there is a merit to a statement that Zuma cannot go to parliament, but there is no merit to a statement that says he cannot be on the ballot paper. He does make that statement as you continue over here, right? And for me, I think that's the real reason why he ended up being removed. But nevertheless, I'm saying that in advance so that when you come across it, you can see it. Right now, let's look at the Constitution, the freedom to which he's referring, and see if he himself is operating within that freedom or is he violating that freedom. Check this out. So here's the freedom of expression that Khanyile is talking about. Everyone has a right to freedom of expression, which includes the freedom of the press and other media, freedom to receive or impart information or ideas, freedom of artistic creativity and academic freedom, and freedom of scientific research. The right in subsection 1, that is the list I've just read now, does not extend to, and Khanyile should know this, propaganda for war. Can you see that? And what he's saying against the military is indeed propaganda for war. Incitement of, because now there obviously will be a civil war according to him, and there will be no elections that are free and fair according to him. Can you see that? If Zuma is not on that ballot. Incitement of imminent violence, of course, that also he fails to stay within that line of the Constitution. Advocacy of hatred that is based on race, ethnicity, gender, religion, and that constitute incitement to cause harm. Okay, I can't see how he fails to uphold this one in the entire 29-minute video, which I'm not going to play you the entire 29-minute video. I just want you to see, however, why has he been suspended or has it been removed? He has been removed because he has failed to uphold the Constitution, the very Constitution of the Republic of South Africa. Was in the process of failing to uphold the Constitution, he also failed to protect the person of JZ, because Jacob Zuma, because he has made an assertion that even people who are outsiders can see, oh, okay, so even people like Khanyile are fully aware of the stipulations of the Constitution in Section 47, 1E. Let's get there. So here is Section 47. It says every citizen who is qualified to vote for the National Assembly is eligible to be a member of the Assembly, except, let's look at E, anyone who after this section took effect is convicted of an offense and sentenced to more than 12 months imprisonment without the option of a fine, either in the Republic or outside the Republic, if the conduct constituting the offense would have been an offense in the Republic, but no one may be regarded as having been sentenced until an appeal against the conviction or sentence has been determined or until the time for an appeal has expired. A disqualification under this paragraph ends 5 years after the sentence has been completed. Can you see that? This is very, very important. So Khanyile does give this away within his assertions in this video. He does say that to the media, you are wrong in the sense that you are saying Zuma should not be on the ballot, and Mbalula is wrong. He should leave that to those of us who did not study university via the post office, who went to Wits University to study law. Okay, there is no law that says Zuma should not be on the ballot. However, that's not the same as saying he can be a member of the National Assembly. Khanyile does say that in that interview with the journalists, thereby giving it away that indeed Zuma is not supposed to contest to be a member of parliament. He can contest to win, but he's obviously cannot go to parliament, even though he's number one, by reason of what has happened historically. Let's go back to Khanyile then.
Unwa budwala bullshit. Barinka Setswana. Wanwa unwe. Awufetsa go unwa. You right to a court. Comrades, wanwa wa tsuba. Akitsibi kitsubile. Awufetsa uya court. Kaufela. Rona tshwantse re vume. Akitsibi kitsubile Mbalula. Comrades, hi. I can tell you, comrades. Samgelo of SABC is saying, what are you going to do? What is the cause of action? He knows the cause of action. Yeah. Even himself is going to vote. West I know where my friend is registered to vote. I want him to be a living proof. He must share it. Hey, I was not able to vote here. I can't see these soldiers. Mbalula, you promised us. Yeah. We'll see where we're going to vote. Because we are not calling for war. We don't want war. You know, we love comfort. I told you initially that I want to eat nice prawns and dietitians and a revolution. I want all of us as black people to be free. But that cannot replace a revolution. We'll frustrate you. And when I say I'll come to you, Samgelo, I like you as a brother. I want somersault you physically. I'll just say, Chief, I'll buy you expensive whiskey. Sit down here, drink. With your, but don't go around to those comrades. They will somersault you. They will torment you. Don't go to them. And there are no police here.
Do you hear that? He's saying we don't want war. But then he goes ahead to say, actually, we would be at war. Because whilst I will not somersault you myself personally because I know you, but I will tell you don't go to those comrades because they would. Can you see that? What is he doing? He is inciting a group of individuals to be militant and to be ready to go out on that day. This is not permissible. These are some of the things Julius Malema has gotten away with for years in South Africa. For years and years. Hence I said right in the beginning, this Bonginkosi Khanyile is a Julius Malema wannabe. Maybe Julius Malema is his role model. Well, he has a wrong role model. Julius Malema is nothing to emulate for any decent, self-respecting citizen. Now, I'm not talking about Julius Malema, so I'm not going to go that route. As tempting as it is, I'm not going to go that route. But let's listen to him further.
You fail in unrest, July unrest. You think you can stop MK? You even go on the social media, on the media, you saw, wow.
So Khanyile was arrested for the July unrest. Now he's promoting it after his arrest, after he's out, that the military failed then. They now think that they will succeed in a future unrest that Khanyile is promoting. Can you see that? That is why I showed you the constitution, that his freedom of speech does not extend to this. And you know what? Obviously, it's MK dealing with him. It's not government. That is why I'm saying Julius Malema has been doing this for years and getting away with it. Julius Malema has his own political party. In the ANC, he was dealt with for this very similar rhetoric. And Khanyile clearly has not learned. He has not learned that the ANC fired Julius Malema precisely because of a rhetoric of this nature. And Khanyile thought that he could get away with it. Who was the president of the ANC when Julius Malema was fired? It was Jacob Zuma. Please don't forget that. So Jacob Zuma likes to present himself as a man of law and order. That is why it's very difficult. Whilst we know Jacob Zuma is corrupt, but it's very difficult to pin. Rob Hessoff is on record saying Zuma did not take anything for himself. He is not rich as people suppose that he took a lot of money when he was the president of the country. No, he was just a Father Christmas who made other people rich. Can you see that? So it's very difficult to pinpoint corruption directly to him as an individual because he had mediators that did this on his behalf. Publicly, he likes to present himself as a guy that obeys the law. Okay? And he has been getting away with it. Hitherto, they have not been able to pinpoint successfully out of the 700 or so charges that Mbeki's government laid against Zuma. And up until now, of course, you could say that he couldn't charge himself. But now that he's not been in the office, the NPA has been dismally failing to make any of those charges stick against Jacob Zuma. And at some point in time, this is obviously going to force what we are seeing right now with the MK party, where people are going to say, no, akalahlwa. It is not possible to pursue one man like this for so many years and fail to make that stick, and yet you are not being vindictive. You get the point? People are going to come to the conclusion that at some point in time, Zuma is being victimized. And that is why the moment he announced that he's going for to campaign for MK suddenly had such membership as in 9.6 million, if Khanyile is not lying in this very media interview. Listen to this.
My iPad addressing. Cyril goes there. We are ready as the country. We can never allow to unrest. There's some unrest. People who are perpetuating. We are going to stop them. I can tell you, Cyril has no capacity. He has no capacity of stopping MK Youth League. He has no capacity. Leave MK mother body, us as the Youth League. He has no capacity. In 9 provinces, marshalling our force towards freedom. On the 20th, he has no capacity. I want him to deploy even the soldiers that are still training.
Do you understand what is he saying here? He's saying the president of the republic, the real commander-in-chief of the armies of the republic, has no capacity to handle their marching to freedom, meaning their chaos. So basically, literally, he is saying, we are going to render this country ungovernable. This is a democratic state, a constitutional republic in which these words are being made. Can you see that? And it's easy to make words like this if you have been listening to Julius Malema. But nobody in a constitutional republic should talk like this. Nobody. Now, why? Because freedom of speech has exceptions, which are clearly indicated in paragraph 2, and I've read them in your hearing. I've showed them to you.
Unleash all police officers. We meet toe to toe. For this, Democrats will defend it. We want to vote. Put our X. That's all. And we'll do it. Failure to that, there won't be declared elections. You'll call me a prophet. You'll come again as media. These elections are free and fair. Voting stations, this.
I want to rewind him because I want you to hear what he just said now.
Unleash all police officers. We meet toe to toe. For this, Democrats will defend it. We want to vote. Put our X.
Do you hear the psychological gymnastics he's playing with words? He says, unleash all police officers. We will meet them toe to toe. That means we will go out and fight against the police. Guys, that is completely forbidden. That's not part of freedom of speech that any of us have. The boy belongs in jail. Not just being removed by MK. If we didn't have a timid president as we do in Ramaphosa, this boy, just like Julius Malema, belongs in jail. Okay? Now, however, observe, he then goes further and says, we will defend democracy. Thereby, hence I'm calling it a manipulation of words. It's a psychological gymnastics that is playing here with words, that you think that there is nobility in his speech, because he's saying, send out the police, we will meet them toe to toe. No one is supposed to actually meet the police toe to toe. The police are enforcing law and order. They are sworn to the Constitution of the Republic to defend law-abiding citizens and to uproot elements of criminality. And he is saying they are going to fight against the police. That's what it means to meet them toe to toe. And then in the process of doing that, fighting against the police and the army, they are defending democracy. What? That is very, very skewed way of understanding. Clearly, whatever degree he got in vets, in law, didn't help him. And you know what? When I was younger, as a matter of fact, I was raised by a father, okay? And a mother. When I was younger, I had a man who was extremely wise in my life, and that was my father, who literally told me that there are some people who went to school to be dummies, that education did not help them. It appears to me that that's the case here. This youngster appears to have gone to school, but education didn't help him. Listen to this.
That's all. Unleash all police officers. We meet toe to toe. For this, Democrats will defend it. We want to vote. Put our X. That's all. And we'll do it. Further to that, there won't be declared elections. You'll call me a prophet. You'll come again as media. These elections are free and fair. Voting stations, this, voting station, this. These police are not aware. Then you write another, then you call for another what? Commission of inquiry. We want to see who's an instigate. Then you arrest Bonginkosi Khanyile as usual. You put him there. You deny me bail. And maybe you take 4 or 5 of our comrades. You brand us as instigators. It's okay. It's okay. 5 years we come out, but
can you see that he is now presenting himself as some sort of a martyr, appealing to your emotions, that he's already been in jail, and in his mind, what he did in July 2021 unrest was actually acceptable. And now he is saying he will redo it again. Remember what happened in July 2021 unrest. A lot of people lost their lives. That was lawlessness, tremendous lawlessness, that even Jacob Zuma has not taken responsibility for. But I'm not talking about Jacob Zuma today. I'm talking about Bonginkosi Khanyile, who has been removed. This is good riddance, by the way. Now, I'm not an MK party sympathizer, but it's good riddance that a person that talks like this in the public domain should be removed. Malema should have been removed a long time ago, but of course he owns the cult EFF. He's not going to remove himself. You understand? But the president could have assisted by ensuring that Malema is taken to task for his utterances publicly. He has killed the Boer, killed the farmer. That is an imminent incitement of violence. That is not covered by freedom of speech. I don't care what that judge said. That matter needs to go to the Constitutional Court, but I understand why the Constitutional Court would stay out of that, because they don't want to find themselves deep into their neck in politics. They want to practice law. I understand that. Nevertheless, do you hear what Khanyile is saying here? Khanyile is saying if Zuma is not on the ballot, there will be no elections. And they will do whatever it takes to disrupt, including fighting against the police as well as the army. Why should this rhetoric be acceptable, good people? Please tell me. Why should an individual that makes statements like these in advance, preparing people psychologically to prepare themselves to go to war against their own government, why should this be allowed?
Zuma is going to win the ballot after that, because you know who we are. We won't go to allow this thing in these countries. in these dictatorship countries where just a leader, when he's out, he calls soldiers. He calls soldiers. You have a wrong youth leadership. It's a wrong one. I'm sure you don't wish that. You wish all of us were like all other those ones that I won't mention. So my brother from newsroom, please just repeat your question.
My question was, you are already saying MK is not going to allow
Yes.
Zuma is not on the ballot and MK is involved as well. Is that an indication that you don't trust the IEC processes?
Okay.
And you don't trust the court processes that are going to take place? Also, just to add, just a question of clarity on the question that my brother asked from Daily Sun. You were saying that the constitution itself is being manipulated and they want to change it. But the constitution is already clear in terms of section 47E, where it says that anyone who has been in prison for more than 12 months and did not have an option of defiance should not be in the ballot. Can you give us clarity around that as well? So why should that then not be used against the former president when it's used against other people who have been in prison without that option of defiance?
Okay, should not be on the ballot or should not be sworn in to parliament. I want you to read it for me. While you are still, when you find it, are you sure you find it or you want to go to it now?
Or should not hold public office.
And comrades,
So he should,
my brother, we got this man. We got this man.
So you're saying he then should.
Wait, my brother, we have collapsed. We have collapsed. You are trying to takarize yourself and your views. Look here. These processes are two. The processes of being on a ballot. It's a separate process from that of being sworn in. For instance, do you know that, my brother, you can be on the ballot too and not be sworn in? Because the vetting of people whom are sworn in is different from that on the ballot. So the ballot process is another process on its own, a standalone process. Holding public office, what does it mean? A councillor, you are disqualified. A provincial legislature, you are disqualified. A national parliament MP, you are disqualified. Not putting your face on a ballot. Two processes, and you are told.
Did you hear what he just said now? He's correct in his explanation of the division, because Mangosuthu Buthelezi is now deceased, and he's on the ballot of Inkatha Freedom Party next to their current leader. So he's right in his explanation that to be on the ballot does not follow that you are going to be in the National Assembly. And then he goes to explain Section 47E. And for me, this was his downfall, because now observe, Zuma wants to behave as though Section 47E does not exist. Because remember, Zuma has said 3 weeks ago, we are ruled by Roman Dutch law. And he said that they will change the law when they come to power if they get a two-thirds majority. Well, it doesn't matter whether they change the law or not. Right now, they are not in power. Right now, they don't have two-thirds majority. Right now, that is a standing law. Does that make sense to you? Therefore, it doesn't matter how badly you want to talk against it, but that's the law that enabled him to be a president for 2 terms. So that law is still in force and must be respected by all law-abiding citizens. This is very, very important. I wanted to hear him hear Khanyile again. For me, these are the words that got Khanyile to be removed from the Youth League leadership of the MK party. You can give me your opinion down below what you think, but this is my view. Let me rewind this.
Of people whom are sworn in. To takarize yourself and your views. Look here. These processes are two. The processes of being on a ballot. It's a separate process from that of being sworn in. For instance, do you know that, my brother, you can be on the ballot too and not be sworn in? Because the vetting of people whom are sworn in is different from that on the ballot. So the ballot process is another process on its own, a standalone process. Holding public office, what does it mean? A councillor, you are disqualified. A provincial legislature, you are disqualified. A national parliament MP, you are disqualified. Not putting your face on a ballot.
So Khanyile just said here, Zuma is disqualified to hold any of these positions without mentioning him by name. That's the reason I believe strongly why he was removed. And I must further add this. The IEC has shortchanged itself by its own internal processes, because here is the truth. Whilst these two processes may be separate, they ought not to be. Why? Because when you are on the ballot paper, what are you canvassing for? You are canvassing literally to go to the National Assembly, to go to the Provincial Assembly, or to go to the Municipal Assembly. That's what, to be an MP, to be a member of what you call a municipal executive, or to be a member of the National Assembly. That's what you are canvassing for. Now, I understand that lawyers will argue until cows come home concerning this matter. Currently, as it stands, as a law which we have to respect, Khanyile is right. These are two separate processes. And I've given you an example of Mangosuthu Buthelezi, who is on a ballot. However, Mangosuthu Buthelezi is not going to go to parliament, but he's on a ballot. It's more sentimental. And it's saying to people that this is a political party of Mangosuthu Buthelezi. Remember, as you go to the ballot to vote. That's basically what it's saying. So, therefore, Zuma is playing that role. Whether that was his intention originally can be located on the fact that now they've removed Khanyile. That was not their original intention. Their original intention was to smuggle Jacob Zuma back into parliament, which they have obviously, according to the constitution, as you've heard the journalist, he's informed the journalist. You heard the question of the journalist. It's an informed question. And I love it when journalists do that. They do their research before going out publicly and embarrass themselves. Because I feel that Julius Malema is where he is precisely because journalists have not asked him the right questions, have not pushed back on his lies, they have not done their homework. There's so many holes on the things that Julius Malema says every day, from one interview to the other. If you had journalists that read, that paid attention to the detail, like Deborah Pater, who's unfortunately not longer one of our journalists as far as I can recall. I think she left South Africa. I stand to be corrected there. But nevertheless, the point is this. This boy is a Malema wannabe. And you can see here he's dropped the ball significantly in as far as our current constitution. And now the constitution says this of itself, that the constitution is a supreme law of the republic. Law or conduct contrary to it shall be null and void. That's paragraph 2 of the constitution. So this conduct here by Bonginkosi really should change him big time, where he's planning a war against the police and the army publicly, and then declare, truthfully so by the way, that Zuma is disqualified to be an MP. I think that second aspect is the reason that disqualified, that caused him to receive a letter removing him. Okay, that's my views, guys. Those are my opinion. That's my analysis. You tell me down below what you think about it. Okay, and help me to grow the MG's channel. Did I say the MGs? This is Mzansi and USA News. MGs is a different channel for a different purpose, but it's also my channel for as those of you who would know. And by the way, in the MGs channel, and I'm glad I brought it up, there is a video that I placed that I didn't place it here, where I talk about Julius Malema being an antichrist. Please check that video out, because I'm not going to place it in both channels. I don't see the value of doing that. Please check that video out. It's MG's1, MGEEZ1. That's also my channel, but there I obviously deal with the gospel of Jesus Christ, because as you can see in my profile, I'm a Christian. I love the Lord. Nevertheless, that is why I hate lawlessness. This boy is practicing lawlessness. You tell me. And by the way, guys, please click the like so as to increase the likelihood of this video doing rounds. Okay, until the next video, ciao ciao, bye now.